Hey there, I'm Amanda. Welcome back to the Happy Homestead. As you may or may not have been seeing, we've been doing a series on homemade salad dressings. Salad dressings from the store are loaded with preservatives, some artificial colors, maybe some artificial flavors, things that you just don't need. Sodium, lots of sodium, and you can make a lot of your favorite salad dressings at home, a lot healthier and a lot cheaper. And so today we're going to continue along with that series. And today is a highly requested dressing from you, and that is Green Goddess dressing. It's one of my favorites. I just rarely make it because I don't always have fresh ingredients on hand. So let me pause for a second there and go into that a little bit deeper. Every recipe I do, I test and I make sure it tastes good. I test it with my family. I keep hitting this basil and making sure it actually does taste good before I bring it to you. And while I was testing out the Green Goddess dressing, I first tested it with all dried herbs because we have a pantry full of dried herbs. And I let everything sit together in the refrigerator, right? I mixed it up, made it, let it sit for a day or so, and really wanted everything to rehydrate and the flavors to come alive and meld together. And it was good, but it was not as good as it would have been with fresh herbs. So I've made a special trip and we're gonna go ahead and make this. Because the fresh herbs make all of the difference, I would say it'll be a lot easier for you to make this in the spring and summer months, right, rather than the winter months. Doesn't mean it can't be done. Obviously, go to the store and buy them. But if you're looking for some things just to pull out of your garden in the summer and start making things, this is a really good one to do. And so the key here is to have all the herbs and then some sort of cream base, right? So some people use mayonnaise, some people use sour cream, and if I were making it as a dip, I would do sour cream. But since we're gonna do it as a dressing, I'm gonna use yogurt. And this is the only yogurt I could find at the moment. My homemade yogurt is not yet ready. So this is just a Chobani Greek yogurt, non-fat, plain. So it's a really thick yogurt. And so you need your cream base, and then you need your herbs. And as far as your herbs, it really kind of goes up to you what you want. But I have some green onions, scallions, chives, parsley, cilantro, basil, and I could not find fresh dill in the store. So I have dried dill. Dill is one of those ones that kind of rehydrates pretty well. So I'm going to go with the dried dill. Ironically, here on our counter, I have my dill starts for the garden, but I'm not going to be using those because I need those to grow for our garden. So I'm going to use dried dill. I also could not find fresh tarragon. So I have a little bit of fresh tarragon. We don't need a lot of that. Sea salt, garlic, and then I'm going to add a little olive oil to help emulsify all of this together. And so the ratio is 1-to-1. 1 cup of your cream base, 1 cup of fresh herbs. Now I have a lot of herbs here. I have probably close to 2.5 cups. So I'm gonna make a larger batch. I'm probably gonna make about 2 to 2.5 cups worth of the dressing, and we're gonna have it on our dinner tonight for our salad. So I'm gonna make it easy peasy, and I'm gonna throw everything in the blender. If you don't have a blender, you can do this in a food processor, and you can always chop everything up and mix it by hand too. So I'm gonna start with my yogurt. I also wanted to say really quick, if you can't find some of the fresh herbs in the store in the form that you just buy, you can always look for the plant. I couldn't find fresh basil, but I bought a plant, and then I can easily put that in the garden in about a week. Just wanted to mention that too. So get creative with how you find some of your fresh herbs. All right, so I've got 2 cups of yogurt in here. I am literally just gonna throw all of this in. All of these deliciousness. All of these herbs just sitting here on the counter smell so good. It's very obvious to me that the freshness makes the difference. I'm going to throw in probably 3 cloves of garlic. We love garlic. I don't think you can go wrong with it. And so use herbs that you like, right? If you are one of those people that think cilantro tastes like soap, and that is a thing, there are people that feel that way, then don't use cilantro. It's key to use what you like. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of dried dill in here. Maybe about a teaspoon. Because remember, dried herbs pack more of a punch than the fresh ones, so you don't need as much. I'm gonna throw maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of tarragon. Tarragon can be overwhelming, so don't add too much. And then for my basil here, I'm just gonna take some of this. I hate to do this since I just bought it, but it'll still grow nicely. Okay. I'm gonna throw some sea salt in, some Redmond sea salt. About a teaspoon. And then I'm gonna drizzle the olive oil in. So let's get this blended. I am so excited. Like I said, this is one of my favorites and I just rarely make it and I'm really excited. So thank you for requesting it because I don't know that I would have done it otherwise. It's really good. It's not ready yet though. This is why you always taste what you make. You see chefs do that on shows and whatnot. It needs more salt. And it actually needs a little bit more of a punch of, I think green onion. I think that's what it needs. Okay, so I got another bunch of green onion here. I'm just gonna throw in, and I'm actually gonna throw in, I think, 2 more cloves of garlic. This is always my favorite part of trying everything. And it's like really early in the morning, so this isn't like the best thing to start the day with, probably for my breath. That's much better. Yeah. That's delicious. I'm gonna pour this in some jars and leave it in the fridge. Now, like I said, it's pretty early. It's like 8:30 in the morning. So, and we're having it with our dinner tonight. So I'm just gonna leave it in the refrigerator in a jar and the flavors will still start to come together a little bit more. And then I'll show you what it looks like at dinner. These are all greens from our garden. Chinese cabbage, 2 types of kale, and Swiss chard.
Wait, you got skin on
Yeah, see if you like it. What?
Spicy!
Spicy? Do you like it? It's good though, right? It's just garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Croutons make everything better, right?
Yeah.
All right, so dinner is served. We've got our green goddess dressing with homemade garden greens. We've got our last of our winter squash that we grew in our garden last year, and a roasted lemon pepper chicken. Thanks for joining me on our green goddess journey. I hope you'll try it. Let me know if you do. Stay healthy, stay well. Bye-bye.
Bye! Get me out!